Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is Project Blaugrana with you today, guys, and as you can see, we are starting today on tactical board because I want to tell you about my thoughts on Levante match. Barcelona against Levante. The match will happen in 2 days' time, so I will discuss the possible lineups and also what we can expect from this game tactically. So, if we begin with lineups. These lineups are both the ones that are predicted by media and also something that I expect coaches to do. So let's get right into it. Let me start with Barcelona. So without doubt, our goalkeeper will be Juan Garcia. In backline, there are some questions. Of course, Balde, Cubarsí, and probably Ronald Araujo will start. And here, you could go for someone like Koundé, but I do think Eric Garcia has done enough and Flick will trust him for this match. In midfield, there's Frankie de Jong and Pedri. I don't think there are any question marks about it. Almost starting as a cam, you could bring in Gavi or Fermin, or even if you are going very attacking, you can go for Rashford and then move Rafinha inside, but I don't think it will happen. And then on wings, we will have Lamine Yamal on the right side and Rafinha on the left side. And Ferran will start as the striker, maybe sometimes dropping deeper, sometimes occupying the opponent's box. You could go for Lewandowski, but I don't think Flick will rush his players, especially knowing how he has done it in his experience. He never really puts players in and rushes them. We have seen it against Inter, against multiple big sides when we have had to play players like Gerard Martin. So now, moving on to Levante's side. I do think they will have Cunha in goal without any questions. Back three will be formed by Cabello, El Guzabal and Adri playing back five, Both wingbacks will be Sanchez and Toljan. I really like these two players. Maybe I did not say his name correctly, Toljan, I don't know. I will keep it as Toljan. So they have Toljan and Manu Sanchez. In midfield, they have Martinez, their captain, number 10, very creative, but also capable of defending deep, very, very good player. And they have Ray, also very, very good defensive player, capable of breaking things down. They have good young winger, Brugué and Garcia. Maybe one and only one change I can see in this lineup is Alvarez coming in for Garcia. Alvarez, very, very good winger, capable of pressing high, capable of defending deep, but I do think they will go for Garcia for this game. And then finally, up top, they have number 9 Romero without any questions. So these are my predicted lineups, and before I talk about the tactical fight, let me talk about the things that I can expect from Levante, basically their strengths and their weaknesses. So indeed, guys, as you can see, we are on this page. We are on the Levante page. So as you can see, they have some strengths and some weaknesses. Let me start with their strengths. Of course, this is their first home game of the season, so there will be intimidating atmosphere. Fans will come to this game. They will make things difficult for Barcelona. So you can see where these first 3 points are going. Basically, it is a home game for them. It is the first game of the season. Fans will be excited to come to the game. They will be singing their songs. They will be cheering on their team. Hence, and therefore, it will be much more difficult to play against them. And tough to beat, they will play in low block, defending very, very deep. If you saw the game Osasuna against Real Madrid, you know what I am talking about. It will be very, very difficult evening for Football Club Barcelona. And then finally, active flanks. I do think their biggest strength lies into their wingbacks and their wingers, because they defend compact, but whenever they counter, I am a little bit afraid of their wingers. Therefore, it is something they can exploit, and we have to be ready and we have to be good on the wings, because if we allow them to counter, we will cause problems for both ourselves and Juan Garcia. And now, they are not the greatest side of all time. They have some weaknesses too. So, firstly, set pieces. Despite the fact that they are a relatively tall team, they do struggle on set plays. And we saw it against Alaves in first game of the season when Tenaglia scored a goal. It was after set piece, cross, and they struggled to deal with crosses. It is not like Barcelona are a team that will work on set pieces in training a lot, but I do think someone like Ronald Araujo can use his aerial ability to beat them in air, and perhaps if Robert Lewandowski comes on off the bench, he can be very, very good weapon in that area. Second point is that their overall ability is just not good enough. Yes, they can make things difficult for Barcelona, they can have active flanks and they can be intimidating, but you have to remember, Barcelona are technically and mentally much better team. So if we go to our fullest and play with our most confidence, we will be able to beat them. But it is all about mental aspects of the game. Second or more third point is the fact that they are error prone. If you watch the game back against Alaves, they had some good moments, but also they made a lot of individual errors, just dumb passes getting intercepted, and this is just a history of La Liga sides. They play some good football at times, but whenever they play against teams and feel pressure, they make some of the most dumb decisions, hence they concede goals. So definitely they are error prone, and I do want us to press them very, very high from the minute one, so we can force more errors from them and see the fruits of those errors. And then finally, the fourth and final point is the fact that they are predictable. They will defend in low block and counter. They will not have much creativity about them. Of course, they have some midfielders that can pass the ball, but overall, they will sit back, 5-4-1 formation, absorb pressure, and make things frustrating for Barcelona. And whenever they have chance, they will counter, but I don't expect to be many times. So now I have discussed their strengths, their weaknesses. Let's move on to the tactical board yet again. Indeed, guys, we are back on the tactical board. So, as you can see, I will move players around. So, it will not be like this. It will most likely be like this. They will defend super compact, super deep. They will make things frustrating for Barcelona, defending very deep, just not pressing, just being tough to beat, tough to break down. So I expect Barcelona to play something like this, like Balde pushed super on, Eric Garcia being there too, Ronaldo Araujo and Cubarsí playing with the ball, and Juan Garcia in goal. So this is what we can expect, like Barcelona on the ball. It will be difficult to break them down. We will pass the ball around. So this is why someone like Lamine Yamal will have to have good game, because when he will be in these areas, players will double team, triple team him. So it is important to find players maybe like Frankie, like Ferran, maybe perhaps Eric Garcia passing back to him, creating some kind of overloads, maybe just getting some players out of their position. It will be important. So we would create these areas to be able to score goals. But you have to remember the teams will be very compact and very smart, because they will defend very good, in my opinion at least. So this is what we can expect. We can expect difficult game where we will not have many chances to score. Therefore, the most important thing will be getting the ball to Lamine Yamal and asking him to beat a couple of players on dribble. Maybe Eric Garcia can overlap and then put some balls in, but I don't see much point in crossing the ball when you have Ferran Torres and Dani Olmo in the box. So this will be frustrating, this will be difficult, but we have to get the set pieces right. We have to have good corners, maybe Araujo on corner, just good ball in, Araujo goal. Something like that. We have to create something out of nothing in these games, because I do expect us to have a lot of possession, maybe like 60, 70, 75%, especially if we don't score early. They will just sit deeper and absorb pressure better and better. Therefore, it will be very difficult. And I have told you the lineup I expect, but is this the best lineup? And in my opinion, no. I love Frankie de Jong, but I would start someone like Gavi in this game. And maybe you can play Araujo for his set play abilities, but I would say maybe play someone like Christensen, or if you want to go extreme, you can play Jules Koundé at the center back. But I will stick with Christensen for me. I have told you what I expect from the game. Now I will tell you what I would like to see. So I would like to see this lineup with Eric Garcia as a right back, Christensen, Cubarsí, ball players. Why Christensen in there? Firstly, he brings height in set plays, but also he is very good on the ball. Therefore, if he would play someone like Araujo, it would become much more easy for Romero. He could play in this area and allow Araujo to carry the ball. And as soon as he gets into dangerous area, someone like Herrera can step up and Araujo will panic. He will turn around and either play to Eric Garcia and Juan Garcia, and then we will draw back. They will start to go a little bit higher. We will go back to Cubarsí. Cubarsí will make a good decision to Pedri. Pedri will get pressed. Maybe he'll find an option to Araujo, and then again we go back. So it becomes very, very predictable from us. But if you play someone like Christensen is much more comfortable on the ball. He can find great passes between the lines. He can play some brilliant diagonals too. So in my opinion, in game like this, you have to have someone like Christensen. Yes, Araujo can be good when recovering and when they have good counterattacks with Brugue or Garcia or Toljan and Manu Sanchez attacking. It can become difficult, but I do think we are good enough to handle the pressure. Hence, I would start him. And why Gavi over Frankie? Well, the reason is simple. Gavi is a relatively good player who can box to box a lot, and I do think whenever we have ball in these areas, maybe Ferran comes here, Yamal comes here, Eric comes here, Olmo comes here, we are creating some overloads, and someone like Gavi can be extremely important running into a pocket and running into space, running into the box, disrupting their pressing shape maybe, and then we can create overloads with our players. As you can see, this is something like this. You have like 5 against 4 in this area, you know, it becomes difficult to play against Barcelona. So this is what I expect from the game. But whenever we lose the ball, I will tell you about this aspect too, because they are very, very good team capable of counter-attacking. And let me put in players that will probably start. So this is the team probably will play. This is what I expect when we lose the ball. So they will have these 3 center backs, they will have these wing backs pushed on, they will have these wingers pushed on. So this is what I expect from them. So they will be very, very good controlling the game. They will be decent when they pass the ball out from the back. Of course, we will press high, we will press very good, make them uncomfortable, make their life difficult. You know, probably Araujo will be man marking his man, Balde probably pushed on, something like this. Maybe Cubarsí marking winger, you know, very, very high pressing shape. Maybe they will go long to Romero. Araujo will have to have difficult time dealing with him. Maybe striker will pass it to Martinez, and then here they will come alive. Toljan, Garcia, Brugue, and Sanchez, you know. They can play one diagonal in behind, they can play one long ball in there. Either Martinez or Rey are capable of it, so we have to be careful in these areas, you know. I will tell you, you know, we have to be very, very careful in these areas, you know. Why? Frankly, because it will be difficult for us. Because they have pacey wingers, they have tricky wingers, and whenever they get in these areas, it becomes very, very dangerous for us. Because they have good striker in the box, you know. And I'm sorry for this. They have good striker in the box, right? And when we are defending, right? And we are defending, let's say, relatively deeper because they actually have broken us down. It will not happen many times, but it can happen. So they will have the ball, right? What will they do with the ball, right? So, I mean, they can play it wide and they can cross the ball. And I said that they are not aerial threat, but you never know, you know. Ball can come here, Araujo can make a mistake, miss the ball, and Romero somehow can score a scrappy header. He can score a scrappy goal. Maybe he can beat Cubarsí in there and score a good goal because, as I said, this is the first game of the season. Emotions will be high. This will be difficult for Barcelona. So, these are the points I wanted to make. And now for prediction. Let me tell you guys about my predictions. So this little circle will be Football Club Barcelona, and this little circle will be Levante. So what am I predicting? Well, Levante will score 1 goal, and Barcelona will be scoring 3 goals. The game will end in 1-3 victory for Barcelona, and I will tell you why. I was very tempted to go with 1-2 victory, but I would say 1-3 because I expect first half to end in a 0-0 draw. Then I expect us to score early in the second half, making it 1-0. And then we will make it 2-0, and then they will lose their hope, but they will score some scrappy goal either from like a cross or from a mistake from maybe some good long shot from somebody, and they will make it 2-1, and then they will get their hope, they will push on, and then we will make a sub, something like maybe Fermin will come on, or maybe someone like Rashford will come on, and I do expect them to force things a bit more, and then they will lose the ball, and we, with fast players on the break, we will break very, very well, and then just someone like Rashford maybe will be able to get his first goal for Barcelona. So hence, this game will end in 3-1 win for Football Club Barcelona, or at least I hope so. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little tweak and overall speech about Barcelona and Levante and what can I expect from this game. So thank you guys for watching this video. It was Project Blaugrana with you today, guys. Bye. Have a great day.